Hi, it's been a while since I've done a video, so I figured it was about time I started getting back to making a few more YouTube videos. So yeah, yesterday I couldn't work out where to go, couldn't decide. I kept looking at the weather, wasn't sure if it was going to rain or not, and I was mulling whether to go to the coast or whether to come to the woods. And I think I made a good decision. Turns out it's not raining. I think there was a bit of rain early this morning or overnight, so it's really good conditions for the woods. It's kind of flat sky, flat grey sky, nice and calm, not too windy. There's a little breeze every now and then, but not too much of a problem. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So this is the first time I've been back to the woods since the spring, and I figured I'd kind of get here, have a look around, see what's changed, because whenever I come to the woods there's always something new. Yeah, let's have a scout around, see how the colours are going. There's little bits of yellow here and there, particularly on the silver birch trees, but not too much at the moment. But give it another couple of weeks, it's going to be a riot of autumn colours here, I think. So yeah, I love coming to this woodland. It's not far from my house. It's a really good walk. There's lots of interesting trees, loads of silver birch trees, and there's just plenty of compositions. But most of all, it's just a nice walk. Sometimes you have days like today where you wake up and you think, oh, can I really face going out for a walk? Can I not just stay at home and have a cup of tea? But then you come out and you're so glad you did. So yeah, it's particularly appropriate I came here because some of you may know that there's a new book come out a couple of weeks ago about the woods in the UK, and one of my pictures is in it, which I'm really pleased with. I'm really proud of that. So I think that's the first time one of my photos has been published in a book, so really chuffed about that. I'll put a link in the description below to the book, but yeah, it's amazing. Fantastic guides to the woods right across the country, so good for walkers and photographers, so definitely check that out. And I don't get any commission from sales of the book, so I'm not mentioning it for that reason. So yeah. Right, it's a rare bit of quiet here because there's a lot of people around, so I'm going to crack on and take some more photos. Yeah, let's get on with it. So this is one of my favourite spots. There's some really nice silver birch trees here, so you can see there's kind of a line of them going off into the distance. There's a few more further off down there. So it's really nice when the autumn colours hit. It's amazing up here. I was fortunate to come up here last year when there was a bit of fog as well, which really helped make things even more special. So, but it's a great little spot here. So what I'm trying to do here is wait for a gust of wind just to ruffle those leaves and make something a bit more abstract. But of course it's so still today, it's not going to have it. So the sun's starting to come out a bit more now, so it's bringing in some light and making it a bit more difficult for compositions. But it's been a really good morning to have a look around and see how things are, scope things out before full autumn colour starts to hit. So when I first used to come to the woods, I always used to bung on the wide angle lens and try and get as much of the scene in as possible. But past couple of years I've been trying to focus much more on looking at specific trees, trying to pick out little details, or looking at colours or interesting groups of trees, and I think that's really helped with my woodland photography. It's really difficult just to kind of find those little compositions here and there, but once you do, you seem to get much better images, or I seem to get much better images anyway, when I kind of focus in on specific details. There's always that temptation to put in a wide angle and try and get everything in, but it's just, woods are too messy and too complicated for that, so it's much better to focus in on a particular detail and use the zoom lens. That's something I found has helped me a lot. The other thing that's helped me a lot, I think, in the past year is I've got a new tripod with a geared head, and the geared head seems to have made a huge difference in terms of lining up my composition and finding it much easier now to use my zoom lens and focus in on a specific detail. I used to find with the old ball head that as soon as I zoomed in and set the head as I wanted it, it would inevitably start to droop, and I get a little bit of movement. So photos were never quite as sharp as I like them to be. I've noticed a real difference since I've gone to this geared head. It doesn't move. I set the shot and that's it. And I seem to be getting really sharp results because of that. So yeah, so it was, I think that's been a really good investment. But yeah, so I'm gonna get walking again, I think. Get a few more shots and then get in the car and head home for a cup of tea, something to eat, because I'm starving. Right, let's go. Okay, I think that's me done for today. First of many trips, I think, to the woods this autumn. It's been nice to get out after that initial reluctance to even be bothered to get out of bed, but I'm glad I did. And yeah, it's a good opportunity to have a scout around, see what's changed and find some more compositions. I'm looking forward to coming back here regularly over the next few weeks and seeing how the woods change and how those colours come on. So that's me done for now. I'll see you soon. Cheers.